Okay. Hi. Um, I've been hoping for a while to stumble across another book to talk about. Because, surprisingly, my book reviews generate more positive comments than anything else I do, which I'm totally fine with. I love anytime I get a YouTube comment and it's not "die in a fire, you fat fuck." So, I want to talk about a series I discovered recently. The downside to this series is it's not finished yet. I generally prefer to discover a new series when it's already been complete so I can just do the thing at my pace, even if it's not a full on binge. Like, all right, let me read two, and then I'll do this thing, and then I'll read another two, and then I'll do this other thing. I like reading a series to be at my pace, not at the writer and publisher's pace, because they're slower than I am. And I worry about forgetting important details. So I'm going to talk about a series. There's only two books out for it so far, but it's really good. And we'll touch on another series as well, because why not? I have recently discovered a real affection for an author named John Scalzi. I hadn't read anything of his before like a year ago, and in the last year I've read quite a few of his things, and I enjoyed them all to varying degrees. I think he's got a lot to offer. So, uh, we'll talk about the really. I'll do another video for his other series. We'll focus here on the Interdependency, which is bueno. It's a really good sci-fi series. One of the things I like most about it is everybody is very competent. I say that. Normally, you expect your heroes and your villains to be competent, otherwise, what's the point, right? It's not a really compelling story. But generally, in order to make a story work, the heroes come close to succeeding many times, and the villain outsmarts them or adjusts, and then there's the final conflict where the heroes win. That's kind of the generally accepted formula, right? Because if the heroes win the first match, it's kind of story's over, right? And one of my favorite things in books, in stories in general, in movies, TV shows, comics, whatever, is when a character you like, when a character who is correct and righteous gets to just verbally smack down the opposition. When they are vindicated, when they are justified, when they win, not a small win, a big win. When people get what they deserve. I love those moments. Usually those moments come at the climactic point of a series. You know, it's a whole build up, build up, build up, build up, build up. Everybody gets what they deserve. Falling action, falling action, falling action. This series, it's two books, The Interdependency and The All-Consuming Fire, is continually filled with moments like that. It is so fun to read because of that. The villains have to continually readjust and come up with plans and backup plans, and that's fine. Like, it's actually good. They don't have the one steady, this is our one thing we're going to accomplish. No, they're smart. They figure out, okay, let's spin this, let's change this, this didn't work, this didn't work. It feels like good is triumphing over bad much more than in a normal series, and it is done in such a delightfully eloquent and just victorious way. I like it a lot. So, the basics of this sci-fi universe is we discovered, oh, now I can't remember their names. Basically, we discovered expressways, subspace expressways. You get to a certain point in space, you turn on the special engine, and whoop, kicked out at the other end faster than the speed of light. The entry points are called shoals, and for the life of me, the name of these ways is escaping me, and I'm sorry. So humanity discovered these, and boom, was able to populate different planets. The problem is they can't be created or steered. So the planets that are being populated by humanity are at the whims of these expressways. So a lot of them aren't real habitable. So it's space stations, right? Or colonies on moons. Because you're taking what you can get. Uh, and then at some point, Earth got cut off from this network. How, why, when, that's all part of the story I'm not spoiling for you. So you have this civilization that has grown up, cut off from its original source, and it's grown in an interesting way due to the nature of these expressways. Right? The capital of this empire, which is called the Interdependency, is not on the most habitable world. It's not on the nicest world. It's not on the easiest world to colonize. It's on the world that has the most connections to other planets. Right? It makes sense. So it's kind of an interesting structure. And it's not spoiling too much, because I'm not going to go into too much detail, but everybody expects the expressways to be where they are and what they're doing forever. And this series starts with us learning that's not the case. The times they are a-changin'. It is very much a sci-fi parallel of climate change. So much so that it's very obvious and had to be intentional. Because there are people denying the spaceways are ever going to change. They've been like this forever. They're going to be like this forever. Meanwhile, there are people with facts and numbers going, we've got trouble coming, and people going, now you're a crackpot, it'll be fine. And then things start happening. There are strong female characters, which, that appeals to, hopefully, anybody who actually likes my reviews. That matters to you. Or at least is something you would enjoy. Strong male characters, it's a lot of fun. It's very well written. I am sad that I'm having to wait for the series to come out at its own pace. I just consumed the first two. They are very good. If science fiction is your thing, especially smart science fiction, especially foul-mouthed smart science fiction, absolutely check out The Interdependency by John Scalzi. And I'll make another video to talk about his other series that I liked. See you then.